Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com here, back today with another cryptocurrency video. I have some breaking news for you all. It is that Segwit2x, the Bitcoin hard fork, is in fact canceled. Now, this is obviously, it seems almost like a bit of a joke, but it is in fact canceled. The team behind Segwit2x released a statement today, and the timing isn't great because, I had made two videos sort of explaining what I thought would happen after the Bitcoin hard fork. One video for, what would happen for Bitcoin, and one video for altcoins. And I will be updating you on all of that in this video. But what I said in those videos isn't completely irrelevant now. There definitely is some truth to it. We're already seeing a lot of the altcoins bounce, and Bitcoin is actually reacting pretty positively to the announcement. I'm not going to read you the whole message, but I will leave a link to this in the comment section below. Basically, the team said that they felt that there wasn't enough right here. Unfortunately, it is clear that we have not built sufficient consensus for a clean block size upgrade at this time. And they basically say that, down the line, if the time is right, they may revisit the Segwit2x hard fork, but for now, they're gonna call that off, and they don't want to split the community. That wasn't their goal, so they just felt that they should not move forward with the Segwit2x fork. And I think that that's a good thing. It obviously avoids a lot of drama. The only problem is, it's just not very, very professional for the cryptocurrency community, all this going back and forth and all these hard fork dramas. It's not the best thing, but in the short term here, it's definitely positive. And to give you guys a little bit of an update on what this means for the altcoins and Bitcoin. Now, let me go over, and I should mention that if we take a look at the Coinbase chart here, just for I'll go into more detailed technical analysis in just a second, but just to give you guys a nice little idea, when the news was announced, Bitcoin reacted really well and got a massive spike here up to, as you can see, around 7,800. Now, it did fall back from that. So it did get an initial spike, and I think this might be a little bit of a short-term top. It's kind of hard to tell right now because there's still a lot of strength in Bitcoin. But in my opinion, I would be inclined to say that this is indeed a short-term top, and that we will still get a bit of a pullback, but it might be less drastic than if the Bitcoin fork were to actually happen. So if you haven't purchased cryptocurrencies yet, by the way, go check out Coinbase. They're not a sponsor. I just use them myself, and I have a referral link in the description. You can get $10 free when you sign up. So let me just update you on the Bitcoin chart here for some technical analysis that I had already drawn. And basically, let's see. I think this was I had drawn this on another exchange because, yeah. So as you can see here, we have a couple different trend lines that are currently, still standing, and uptrends, of course. Now, as you can see, this was a massive upper wick candle, right? And this means that despite the price obviously spiked up, but it wasn't able to hold, right? Buyers weren't able to sustain these higher levels, and it's already pretty overextended. Bitcoin is definitely overextended over here. So I do think that we will see a bit of a drop in the short term, despite the fact that the fork isn't actually going to happen. Now, it will probably be a little bit less big of a drop. I kind of see it going to, maybe this first or second trend line probably. A nice level to bounce off of would be sort of this, 6,100 level right over here, about 6,200 to 6,000. That would be a pretty good level to bounce off of. This would be sort of the highs over here, which was before this big run up, which was kind of overextended, and it would bounce nicely off the support line. So that would make sense. Of course, it's going to get some support off this trend line over here and the brown line, the middle band, currently sitting at 6,400. So that's something to be aware of. The indicators are still looking pretty good, of course, because it had a spike. So they're not really indicating too much bearish movement for now. The histogram is moving downwards, though. Is it possible that we see Bitcoin fall back down to 5,000? In my opinion, it definitely is, right? I think that it's an important level to revisit. It just makes sense, like when we broke above 3,000, we actually did come back in the end and test that again. We bounced off that. So it would make sense to come back and test 5,000, but obviously there's still a lot of strength now in Bitcoin, and there'll be much less of a massive drop. So we may revisit 5,000 down the line. Right now, I would be inclined to say that there should be a bit more strength than expected, and there will be a pullback, but just not as strong as if there was the actual Segwit2x fork. So that's just my opinion, but do be aware that it could definitely go back to 5,000. That's fully possible and logical. It's just that there might not be as much weakness to actually bring it all the way down there. So I would say I would like a bounce off the 6,000 level. A pullback there would be healthy, and otherwise it does seem like Bitcoin will continue its uptrend relatively well here, and yeah, basically keep moving towards 10,000 slowly but surely. As for the altcoins, now I'm not going to go into as much as a detailed technical analysis for those, but a lot of them are already seeing a bounce, especially the ones that I called out. Neo doing really good here, IOTA up big, Lisk up big, and the list goes on and on. ARK is doing really well. Vertcoin, this one still taking off. We'll see if it gets back and starts running, but it's looking good right now. And I mean, as you can see, there's definitely some that are reacting really well to the news, right? Zcoin, that's another one that I called out. So if you want to hear the top 10 cryptocurrencies that I like for a rebound after all this drama, you can still watch my video that I made on that yesterday. And the general move upwards is still accurate. Now, of course, the move upwards for certain ones like Litecoin, for example, basically I think that the altcoins will continue moving upwards. They're obviously going to benefit from this cancellation, but the move upwards might be a little bit less drastic than if there was the Segwit2x fork, which is honestly probably a good thing. And I'm still very bullish on the ones that, my main ones that I mentioned in the video, Litecoin, Monero, Lisk, stuff like that. So I think that they're just going to have a slow and steady increase here, and definitely everything that I said in that video as far as technicals go is still accurate, just a little bit more of a slow and steady increase instead of a massive jump after the fork, right? So bottom line, Segwit fork is canceled, probably a bit of a pullback in the near future for Bitcoin, and altcoins will most likely recover to their previous highs, at least the better ones, following this news slowly but steadily, I think. I appreciate you watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on all of this, and I thank you for watching. Have a great day.